So here it is, guys. We're doing a build log, and I'm going to roll the intro and introduce what I'm doing, and we'll start taking a look at some parts. And I'll say about maybe 8 or 9 more times. So stay tuned. And hey guys, what's up? We're going to be doing a build log now of the Xeon computer I was talking about, using the Prodigy M Micro ATX Tower, not the ITX Tower, the ATX Tower. It's a beautiful little case, and I'm going to see about removing that inside because I think that obstructs, and I'm not sure I have to use that. I think that there's mounting brackets on the other side. That's beside the point. But we'll be building a Xeon build, so we're using the 1220 V5, the E3 1220 V5. It's a quad-core Xeon processor, and if you're curious about how much power it has, it probably falls somewhere between the i5 6400 and the i5 6500 with a price tag that matches at about $212. Now if you buy an OEM tray, you get a little bit cheaper, probably from like Amazon or wherever you can find an OEM edition of it where it doesn't include the heatsink and it's not the actual retail Xeon, and that's probably somewhere between 178 to maybe 190 depending. You can always find good prices anywhere. This one got picked up on Newegg for $212. I think was the price I paid for it. I'll have to go back and check if I'm wrong. I usually am, so I'll go back and double check that. And I'll put links to all this too. This build is going to be featured by the X150M by Gigabyte. This is a ECC supported, Xeon supported motherboard, but it's very gaming centric. And I did a review on this as if you might have seen it, but I'll talk about it more. It just kind of has a weird place in the food chain of motherboards because it seems to market towards the gamer centric version and the here we are, Xeon processor, home server, home video rendering, but you can still game, which you can still game with this processor quite well. I'll be using an aftermarket cooler right here. Also, these can all be found on Newegg, and I'll definitely put links up there. Even this fan that I reviewed, if you saw my fan for it. But we've got the Samsung 850 EVO, and that'll be our SSD, 250 gigabytes, where I'm going to store things like Premiere and pretty much the whole Adobe suite on there, on top of your Windows operating system and anything instant, any gaming parts that you might use right away. And then we've got a 1 terabyte Seagate hard drive that can easily go 2 terabytes. You got plenty of rooms and ideas for storage in this small but very versatile tower here, the BitFenix Prodigy M. Really love this tower. This power supply is only temporary because I do have a Corsair RM series coming that's going to be powering it. Now this is the budget end of a Xeon processing gaming build. So it's only a GTX 950. Sorry to let you down, it's only a GTX 950, but once again you can easily take that up over time because the thing about us budget people is we can build what we can build now and we can upgrade later. You can always sell up. So if you start with a GTX 950, I still think it's important to have your GPU, doesn't matter if you're running Xeon or not, because rendering programs are always going to be GPU dependent. So we start there, and maybe in a year or so when like Pascal comes out, you can sell that to somebody who needs to buy it, who's kind of budget like you, and up to a 970, or even go with the new 1080. I'm sure they're going to be a 1070 and a 1060, 1050, or even AMD. AMD's fine too. I think I looked at some benchmarks. The 380X was beating the 960 and all that good stuff. So that could be something to consider because AMD really is coming a long way with their products as well. Something I want to go over real quick. You might see this RAM here has a unique heatsink on it. It's just a really cheap heatsink, but it does have like thermal pads on the inside. I got one already taken apart so I can kind of show you. Don't know if you can see that yellow right there for heat dispersion. So if you do go ECC memory, one thing to know, which you don't have to with this board by the way, but one thing to know about going with ECC memory is it's pretty ugly. It's pretty god-awful ugly. So I got these and I'll be experimenting with some of them. I got a couple extras for like $2 or $3 I think, also Newegg. But $2 or $3, and I was thinking I'm going to take them and paint them and see what I can come up with because, the typical ECC memory is not pretty. It's not made to be pretty because you don't look at it much. Most applications that require ECC memory or a Xeon processor are in a case that you're not going to see, usually stacked away in a server or a small build that just isn't designed to look pretty. However, this one is going to look pretty, and it's already got a home it's going to, so I'm pretty excited about it, getting into it, and seeing what we can make with it. So stick around, we'll roll in, we'll take a look at some of these parts, go over a couple things, and we will make this. And welcome to my newest build log, the Xeon / gaming rendering PC. It's going to look good, it's going to play good, and it's going to do its job well. So, whoop. Okay, so I know I'm a little bit behind, but we'll go ahead and take a look here real quick at some of the stuff I've already done. Now this is the Xeon based kind of like a portable editing rig. I've equipped it with a nice Wi-Fi card up here at the top. It might be a little hard to see, and sorry about my lighting. I'll try to point from over here. But as you can see right here above the graphics card, which is only a GTX 950, that's where I've got the Wi-Fi card. It's going to be an AC 1750. That way, if I don't have the ability to plug into a jack but need to take this on the go and do something with it, I'll be able to do that. Went with a Corsair CX450M for money purposes mainly because it's 80 plus certified bronze. It is a company that I trust. I do trust Corsair despite the fact that sometimes I think they overvalue their product. Some of you may or may not agree with that. I don't know. We'll store the operating system and all the main stuff down here on this 850 EVO. It's a 250 gigabyte 850 EVO. This is our 1 terabyte main storage drive, which we can expand this stuff later. I took out the optional bracket right here where you can add a lot more storage because I didn't want this obstructing the view. Now I'm going to say this Prodigy M tower is a pain in the butt to cable manage. So if you like this tower and end up going with it, and I'll show more shots of it in case you didn't get a good look at it, then just keep in mind this is a pain in the butt to cable manage. I did not enjoy working with it at all, and hopefully I got it looking as good as I can for now. By doing this, I pretty much was able to stash most of the excess behind the semi-modular power supply here, so it also helps to have a semi-modular or fully modular power supply so that you're not worrying about too many cords you're not using, Molex cords for instance, which I don't think I used any of in here. No, I didn't. So just keep that in mind. Having minimal cables to have to hide helped me a lot, but it can still be a pain in the butt. So I've got 2 intake fans at the top. Since this tower can be front intake design, but it's not, and you're kind of limited there with the power supply mount being in the front because this sits in a specified bracket where we'll go over that later. But this is where I've got my airflow coming in from, is up here at top. I've got 2 120s that are going to pull in air to cool the GPU, CPU, and it's going to hopefully force the airflow down nice. And then right here, the CPU cooler will force over here to cool this, and then my exhaust fan in the back, which is another 120. I could have gone 140s, but I didn't want I wanted to keep it minimalistic, and even though it drives me crazy to see how this 120 fits in this tower, I'll live with it. But that being said, move on to taking some looks at it. It was a pain in the butt to build in. I've also got 16 gigs of RAM, if I did say. It's NT series. It's not the ECC specified RAM, but it is NT series. I wanted to try this out. You can get really good ECC RAM if you do a Xeon build, and you're going to be running something that you just can't have mistakes on. You can get an 8 gig stick for about 32 bucks by Kingston. I'm pretty sure that's the last price I saw that I thought was pretty good. And yeah, well, that's pretty much it. You know, I'd like to have seen a bigger card go in here than this 950, but the 950 will do for now, and us as budgeters, we build up over time. So, you know, trade up later, build what you have now, put good stuff in there when you can, and trade up later. So it's not like this is a finite design, it has plenty of room to grow. So let's take a look at it, see some pictures of it. I need to put some lights in here and try to make it look good and pretty, but other than that, this is pretty much a finished build right here, so we're going to get moving on with that right now. Hey guys, what's up? So the build log's done. We built the Xeon processor portable kind of editing rig, and I just wanted to say a lot of these great parts come from great companies like Newegg and NCIX and what have you. And when I do lots of my deal shopping, you'll be surprised if you download Newegg Flash or you're associated with Newegg Business or just the Newegg website. I know I really sound like I'm sponsored by them. I'm not. Wish I was, but I'm not. And I just really like you know, sometimes when I do my comparative shopping for new parts, not so much used parts, refurbished parts, things like that, but new stuff, typically they have some of the better deals. Now in this case, the Samsung 850 EVO I found at Office Depot for what I felt must have been a mistake somewhere down the line. 250 gigabyte Samsung EVO 850, and it was like $48, $49, which when I saw that price, I told them I wanted it. They rung it up wrong, and then they argued with me about it and said it must be somewhere else. They compared the SKU, it was right, so they had to order it for me, but hey, I'll take it because that 250 gigabyte usually goes for, I think the next best deal on Newegg that I could find, brand new, was $88 perhaps. But you know, that being said, you can find really good deals on there. You can find deals anywhere, and the camera looks like it's a little tilted, so if it is, I'm sorry. I'm also kind of getting over a stomach bug a little bit, and I don't know if I want to keep trying to fiddle with this. So if I'm crooked, I'll just turn a little bit, but you know, whatever. So anyways, check out this video. I did a little bit of B-roll footage for it. I know I skipped a lot of the put together thing because I kind of wanted to get it done, and I could have gone through that a little better. But you know, we'll do more build logs in the future. Total cost of this one probably around $780 to $860, depending on where you shop and what you get. I got all new parts in there. A lot of it was supplied nicely, and then just had some stuff laying around that I was able to do. But I did order some things, found some deals, and I do rebates, and I calculate rebates into what I save. So as far as an on-the-go budget editing build, yes, I would calculate this as that. Original cost that I had come up with what I wanted to put into it initially just didn't fit the budget arena, and came in still kind of low for a nice editing build at about I think it was like $1466, but we didn't go that route with the GPU. GPU's got room to upgrade in the future for the guy who's going to be using it, and if he wants to upgrade it, he can do that, sell up. I always say that, sell up and get something better later. With Pascal on the rise, that could be a good option, but also with AMD's technology, I mean, they're just really topping it out with that all around getting their going to be better GPU. So let's hope we see that continue to go up. Anyways, guys, thanks for checking it out. Big shout out to companies like Newegg for all the great stuff that they do. And we'll move right along, roll into the intro. And thank you for watching. Get subscribed if you're not. And I appreciate you guys and all the support you've given me already, even my little small subscriber base and the people that come to view it. So, you know, thank you for that. And I will do another video. I've actually got to get one done here soon. The eBay trifecta, I keep promising that mouse is on delay for some reason. But we're going to get it done, get it knocked out, get it uploaded, and put some more stuff up to watch. Also got a Bose speaker. Yeah, I know you're thinking Bose speaker. What do I care about a Bose speaker? You'll see. So thanks, guys. Get subscribed.